Summer is almost here, and the sun is shining brightly. You'll be itching to get outside, especially after this year's events. Some folks, however, do not have that option. We are frequently forced to stay indoors due to our demanding work schedule. If you're one of these people, here's what you should do. You might want to pay attention. Here's how to keep your vitamin D levels up. Is it possible for me to consume more seafood? What is the efficacy of supplements? What are the functions of mushrooms? What is a UV lamp, exactly? We're talking about all of that and more. Purchase a UV lamp. Nowadays, all we hear is that any form of artificial lamp is harmful to our health. It's enough to just say you're heading to a tanning salon to get your attention. Start yelling at you from your pals. This, on the other hand, is a little different. While I wouldn't get reliant on UV lamps, they can be beneficial to your vitamin D levels. Intake. Especially if your profession needs you to spend a lot of time indoors. You'll need a lamp that emits UVB rays in particular. This has been shown to increase vitamin D levels. Vitamin D is known as the sunshine vitamin for a reason. UV lamps, on the other hand, are designed to look just like that. UVB light emitted by the sun. If you're stuck inside, this is quite beneficial. UV lamps, on the other hand, have. It's been used to treat a variety of skin diseases, and it's now been proven to help you get more vitamin D. Just be careful not to spend too much time in front of the light. Experts advise that you only exercise for 15 minutes at a time. Do you use a UV lamp of any kind? What did you do with it? Was it of use to you? Sound. Start a conversation with our Healthy Life community in the comments area. Supplements are recommended. Taking vitamin D supplements is one of the most effective ways to keep your vitamin D levels up. The necessary additions. Let's have a look at what vitamin D accomplishes for your body first. Calcium and phosphorus levels will be regulated by vitamin D. These nutrients help to maintain your bones strong and healthy. Healthy teeth and muscles. If you don't get enough vitamin D in your system, you'll get sick. Both toddlers and adults can develop bone problems. It may also help with hair loss. Vitamin D can aid in the replacement of aged hair follicles. When it comes to D supplements, there are two options. Vitamin D2 or vitamin D3 are two types of vitamin D. D2 is derived from plants. D3 is derived from animals. According to research, D3 is slightly more effective in keeping your vitamin D levels in check. So, if you're thinking about taking vitamins, start with those. If you're a vegan who needs vitamin D, D3 supplements aren't an option. This is why you should go for the D2S instead. When it comes to supplements, you may wonder how much is too much. In order to be safe, maintain a daily intake of 1,000 to 4,000 IU. If your blood sugar levels are dangerously low, it's possible that you'll require a bigger dose. However, you should discuss this with your physician. Now let's go on. Obtain more egg yolk. Egg yolks have been misunderstood for a long time. It was once assumed that eating an egg yolk increased your bad cholesterol levels. In actuality, the yolk of an egg is actually quite healthful. Yolk is a good source of vitamin D. According to studies, free-range chickens produce more vitamin D than caged chickens. Raised in a traditional manner, their eggs have a substantially higher concentration of the nutrient. It usually comes from the food that the hens are given. Those who were given vitamin D supplements, grain may create yolks that contain near to 100% of your daily recommended amount. So, the next time you go to the shop to buy eggs, keep this in mind. Investigate where they're coming from. You require a large number of foods. When it comes to vitamin D, there are a few things to keep in mind. It's possible that the following one will be a little odd. Mushrooms. Eat your mushrooms. This option easily divides individuals. You either adore mushrooms or you despise them. Or you loathe them completely. If you despise mushrooms, this article is for you. Pay attention. This may persuade you to reconsider. Mushrooms make their own vitamin D when exposed to UV radiation. Isn't it amazing? D2 is the type they make, whereas D3 is the type humans create. While D3 has been proved to be a little more efficient, D2 can also help you out quite a little. Any food containing D2 can help you boost your vitamin D levels in general. This is it. For anyone suffering from a deficit, this is a huge bonus. It's preferable to have some vitamin D than none at all. So, what type of mushrooms have you got? You can't just take any of them. When it comes to mushrooms, though, you should try maitake, mushrooms to increase your vitamin D levels. A score of 3.5. Over 2,300 IU can be found in a 1 ounce serving. That's around 300% of your daily recommended calorie consumption. Vitamin D levels in wild mushrooms are higher than in conventionally farmed mushrooms. Because of this, of how much time they've spent sitting in the sun now, I'm not suggesting that you go on a diet. Pick them yourself on a forest journey? That might be extremely risky. You wish to accomplish the following. These mushrooms can be purchased at a store. Check to determine which ones have been exposed to UV light the most. Vitamin D can be found in a wide variety of foods. This is a unique opportunity. This is an excellent segue into my following article on the list. But, before we go any farther, do you want to get in shape? Vitamin D isn't the only thing that helps. There's nothing to be concerned about. Check out our most recent video on 9 intermittent fasting techniques. Now let's return to our vitamin D debate. Foods that are more fortified. You're probably scratching your head right now, trying to figure out what this means. For a brief moment, I was thinking the same thing. Foods that have had their nutrients added to them are known as fortified foods. Instead, it happens naturally. Natural vitamin D is found in only a small number of foods. It's preferable to look for one that has been fortified. Vitamin D enhanced foods include oranges, cereal, and milk. Tofu and yogurt, you can get it from milk as well. A cup of cow's milk contains just under 35% fat. Vitamin D is an important part of your everyday routine. You can choose from a variety of milks, not just pure cow's milk. Vitamin D can be obtained from plant-based milk if you follow a plant-based diet. Are you unsure which foods contain the most vitamin D? Look over the components list. Consume more seafood. I understand that fish isn't for everyone, and that some people don't have access to really fine seafood. But if you're looking for a good piece of fish, today is your fortunate day. Seafood contains a significant amount of vitamin D. They're actually one of the most abundant sources. Did you know that a 3.5-ounce serving of canned tuna is a vitamin D powerhouse? It has 386 IUs in it. However, that is only one sort of fish. There are a plethora of options. The amount of vitamin D in your diet varies depending on the species. In order to keep things simple, tuna, mackerel, anchovies, sardines, shrimp, and oysters are some of the vitamin D-rich fish. Fish also contains omega-3 fatty acids, in addition to a lot of vitamins. These fatty acids will help you maintain a healthy blood pressure level. Remove plaque from your arteries to lower your risk of a heart attack or stroke. If you're looking for something different to cook for dinner, fish will suffice. Increase your time spent outside. As I mentioned at the outset, life is fairly hectic. Many of us do not have time to go on a date. A 1-hour nature hike, however, if you have a break during the day, one of the wisest decisions you can make is to make it a point to go outside and soak up some sun. It's much nicer if you can have your lunch outside. When your skin is exposed to UV light, the chemicals in your skin convert to vitamin D. Are you aware that vitamin D obtained from the sun lasts twice as long as that obtained from food or supplements? Before you go out and soak up some rays, there's one thing you need to make sure of. Consider whether you're using the proper sunscreen. Wait. Is it true that I'm not using any sunscreen? On a hot day, some people venture out without sun protection. They are more likely to develop skin cancer as a result of this. As a result, make sure you're using the right lotion. Depending on your skin tone, the amount of time you spend in the sun varies. Those that have a darker complexion, because of their increased melanin concentration, skin takes longer. If you want to make vitamin D, there are a few things you may do. For most people, a half hour should plenty. Your vitamin intake is critical to your overall health. However, vitamin D isn't one of them. You simply need one nutrient. Have I piqued your curiosity? Let's continue the discussion with a few more vitamin-related videos, shall we? Take a look at the ultimate guide to every vitamin you've been missing. How about 6 of the most beneficial vitamins for your skin? Go ahead and select one. Better yet, watch both and learn more about how to become a successful entrepreneur. A person who is more healthy. Are you getting enough vitamin D in your diet? Please let us know in the comments section below.